Hey guys, welcome to my second channel. I mean, sell it channel. I'm just kidding. Today, it's my first product review on this channel. I think it's time for me to do something a little new. And today, as you all know, I'm an avid fan of card games. If you really look to my shelf to the left off screen, or to my right, you'll see a shit ton of trading cards here. I can literally reach over, grab some cards. I am mainly into this game called Card Fight Vanguard, but other card games I'm interested in, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering. Now that's the topic of this video, Magic the Gathering. And today, while I was at the store, I found something really cool. So, by this company called World's Smallest, they have released tiny versions of games. Actually, in my everyday bag, I carry their World's Smallest deck of Uno cards. And for today's product review, I'm reviewing the World's Smallest Magic the Gathering decks. So let's get into the review. Okay, so in here in the World's Smallest Magic the Gathering deck, we have two playable decks, and it appears that we have one blue deck of Jace and one, let's see, Vraska. I think it's a green-black deck. I don't believe these are commanders or 60 card decks, so I assume they're just standard format. I don't play too much Magic, but I know how to play the game, and I find Magic very enjoyable. So having these tiny little decks on the go, I think would be pretty fun, rather than carrying all your decks in big supplies or worrying, oh my god, I'm bringing my tournament deck. Well, if you're into Magic the Gathering and you want to play with your friends, I think this is a pretty good product. So let's pop it open and see what we can find inside. So inside up top, of course, you will find your two decks. I really hope that they do release more decks. If they release every deck with every different type of planeswalker there is, or not every planeswalker, but the main planeswalkers, that would be gorgeous. And the inside right here, on this corner over here, you will find, almost got it. And then inside in this little pocket corner right here, you'll find a tiny little instruction manual, or more of a brieflet of all the other products that World's Smallest Toys have made. So over here you have like tiny little arcade game cabinets, Rubik's Cube. On the other side, you actually have their physical toys. Over there's their Uno, which is the one that I own, if you take a look right there. And they have a whole bunch of other toys. I've actually purchased some of these toys before, like the tiny Uno deck, and I also have the World's Smallest Super Soakers. The little keychains, I don't really use them a lot. But back to what we're looking for, these two decks. So, you get tiny little deck boxes, and it says on the bottom right here, fully playable deck. So meaning that you can really play with these right out of the box, just like most Magic the Gathering structure decks. I assume they just did that, but just downsized the size of them. So when you open up the box, you'll find all of your cards neatly wrapped in plastic wrapping, and you even have the tiny little Magic the Gathering card backs on the back, which I find extremely adorable. Look at that. Beautiful. But not unlike most trial decks or structured decks or start decks, whatever you call them, it does not come with a side plastic peel off, so you have to manually peel off the plastic at the seams, which could damage the cards. But to be quite honest, these are tiny little fun decks. Who would want to care for the condition of these cards anyways when you're just playing them for fun? So this is the Jace deck. The font, tiny warning for people who have poor eyesight. I don't feel like these will be a thing for you, just being that if you were to literally take a look at one of the cards right now, the font is extremely small. Like, just looking how close it is so small. And this is the size of my thumb compared to the card. So if you have very poor eyesight, I recommend that you not really play with these cards, because some of them, like Jace, their effects are extremely small to read. But most Magic the Gathering cards are pretty simple and simplistic. You don't have too many effects. Like, see this one, this equipment card. There we go. See, there's not too much text to read, but it's still pretty small. But So with this deck, we get Jace our Architect and just a whole bunch of blue cards. Actually, yeah, you don't really want to care too much in consideration for the condition of the cards, because I'm already looking at most of these cards and they are already scratched up and bent, I assume from packaging or lack of ink printed to use these. But as long as you're in a well-lit condition, you should be able to read these cards, even if you have poor eyesight. But once again, you'd probably have to carry a magnifying glass if you do anyways. So, we have our standard deck of just creature cards, instants and spells, and then all of our mini lands, which I find most adorable about the deck is all of these tiny lands. These are adorable. Like, look at this island right here. Take a look at that island. You cannot tell me that that is not cute. Look at that. It's beautiful. Anyways, so this is what the blue deck holds for us. Let's open up the Jace deck. Let's open up the Vraska deck. Set that right there. Open up the Vraska deck. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing all of these wrong, Magic the Gathering community. I am not that much into the game, so I don't know too much about pronouncing card names. So correct me in the comments down below on what they mean. Okay, so this is our Vraska deck. Once again, you have your title card in the very front, or your Planeswalker, followed with every other card included in the deck. I mean, if you guys want me to do a full deck listing, I could probably Google it online and post it down in a drive link below so you guys can learn what the deck list is. So if you want to build these decks in IRL size, you totally can. But for me, I love the novelty factor, how small these are. If you do pay attention closely, if you look closely to the cards, you can see that there is some minor scratching on them due to, I think it's the printing and lack of care that went into packaging these. But once again, these are more of a novelty factor, not a collector's factor. I'm not going to resell these cards. You can't really. They kind of just have to stick in the deck on their own. But maybe one day, if they do release more of these decks, I would love to see people build their own versions of these decks. And if you want me to film a video of me playing with these decks with a buddy of mine or just self-testing on my own, leave a comment down below. Anyways, so these are the two decks. Nothing much to them. You have pretty much everything you need to start playing. I love the deck boxes and I love the size of the cards. I love tiny cards. You actually could go to card stores and probably find sleeves for these, but then they won't fit in the boxes anymore, so be wary of that. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Boom.